zone. It's a 49er touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Niners 21, Giants nothing.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 27-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. From the gun, Jones. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Off play action. Jones flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Mitch Wisnowski to kick off for San Francisco.
The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
A first down carry for Barkley. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd and 5.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll run for it with Barkley. Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
On the carry.
Saquon Barkley, 53 yards. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Niners 21, Giants 6. Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here we go. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Mike.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he fires one, but incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. 48th month. Watch the
back to the running game with Mostert. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
He was brought down by Darnay Holmes. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Garoppolo going to give this one to McKinnon. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
A gain of 3 brings up 3rd and 3.
Now Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Right there, 54.
Here's Mostert. And the 49ers are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
One more time with Mostert. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
Garoppolo. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal. Throwing now is Garoppolo. The quick slant caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle from Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Now goal for the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6.
Score Niners 28. Giants 6. Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Saquon Barkley, the ball carrier, brought down at the 23-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he will have a Giants first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A first down run from Barkley, pretty well defended. Give him 3 yards on the play.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Down he goes. The 49ers get there. With Nick Bosa so quick on the outside, he gets in there to bring him down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Oh, Garoppolo's going to throw it. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 20-yard line.
Nothing. They don't get nothing.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes.
Today's final score.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but I
like where we're going with this. Though you say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara. The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Washington football team.
Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to get this one going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. Here's Richie James on the return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Garoppolo looks to throw. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. And it's second down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target. But he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's got a first down past the 30. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. 18 yards, first down Niners.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Here's Jerick McKinnon, his first carry of the ball game. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
From the 40 now on second down, Garoppolo. And his throw here is incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's third down.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Hard throw, incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Here we go on 4th down with Garoppolo. Connects with Kittle underneath. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. In Washington territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. They run it with McKinnon. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That's a 43-yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on fourth down and 9. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down.
Here we go. Check 53 flat. I don't even know why this team showed up. 53.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
It's a pickup of 6.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
14-yard line.
Here we go. Check 53 flat. Record.
Now Garoppolo leads for McKinnon on the draw. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
To throw is Garoppolo. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Garoppolo to his tight end Kittle for a Niner first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And his pass, incomplete. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. The quick slant caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle from Jimmy Garoppolo. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Niners 7, Washington nothing.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Danny Johnson returning. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The return. Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here's a quick throw out wide. It's McLaurin. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
No gain.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
At the 29-yard line.
Now Smith. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Complete.
It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
On the play. First down, Washington.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
To Terry McLaurin. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the
throwing again is Smith. And unsuccessful there, trying to dump it underneath. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Intended for
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. On 3rd down, Gibson. And he'll be taken down at the 34. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
A gain of 2 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover it? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo, and this one is incomplete.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor, and it's a first down.
Here we go. Number 53. Mike 53. Here we go.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
Thomas, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again, Smith. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He didn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Gold with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys just barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
3. And this is 3rd down.
Smith. And that is incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the 3rd quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I didn't notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Catch here, left side, Thomas.
Smith's pass.
And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
50-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the 50, it's Smith. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the 1st half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And this is 3rd down.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. From the gun, here's Smith. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Smith now to throw. Short throw to the tight end, Thomas. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
29-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a 49ers first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Draw play, Garoppolo gives to Mostert. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see it where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
On first down, they go with Mostert again. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo, and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 48, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
At the 47-yard line.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. On first down, it's Gibson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith. He'll buy some time right. His throw incomplete. Smith is trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and it's 3rd and 4.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Washington on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To the air again, Smith. And he'll get this to Antonio Gibson complete. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. I'll give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. They'll run on first down. Gibson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Ball carrier.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up
Smith.
And 8.
This will be caught at about the 5.
Smith's pass.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Gibson. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time he is in. Yes. Taking it in from a yard out. And Washington able to make this a close game again. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks, is pretty impressive.
And the 49er hands team does its job. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Let's go, Pete. Tighten up.
Garoppolo looks to throw. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Come on, boys. Come on.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late.
Love the mindset. Love the way he flipped the switch late in the game, needed a big run, and helped produce it with great leverage from the offensive line. But you also know what happens, too. The defense stacks the line. So if you can break through that first barrier, there's usually plenty of room to run.
Every yard they gain, getting them better and better field position. And obviously, a field goal makes this a 2-score contest. That's really all they need.
And that means for your play caller, he's not looking to the attack portion of his sheet, right? He's looking for, okay, what do we have that's going to keep us in a good spot? No lost yardage plays. Let's kick a field goal and go up 2 scores. If we score a touchdown, great. But that's not what you're really playing for.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Now Mostert. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. From his goal line here, Smith. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out.
Today's final score.
Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.